Well, here you are watching some random guy's ranking video for Star Wars helmet sets. How bored must you be? Well, if you're that bored, then I probably shouldn't keep you waiting and just get right into the rankings. So, sit back, take a sip of water, and enjoy my helmet ranking. Now, at the very bottom as the worst is the First Order ATST. Now, I know that this isn't a helmet set, but I just wanted to give you your daily reminder that yes, LEGO did make a headless ATST. This is just such an abysmal set. It belongs at the bottom of any tier list ever made. I don't care what the tier list is for. If it's for the greatest iPhone games ever made, bottom of the tier list. If it's for what the strongest animal on the African savannah is, this still goes at the bottom of the tier list. It's just... ugh. Okay, now moving on to the actual helmet set rankings. Now this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, but at the very bottom I've got the Stormtrooper. This set just looks so awful. It was one of the first helmet sets they made, so I guess it's understandable they were still trying to figure out how to do them, but like, this Stormtrooper just, I hate looking at it. I would sell it if I owned it because it looks so bad. And yeah, don't ever buy the Stormtrooper, please, because it is not a very good set. Coming in just above the Stormtrooper is the Dark Trooper helmet. This was also not a very good helmet set. The bottom half looked pretty good, but then just the top, no, it just doesn't mesh well with the look of the bottom half and the look of the top half. They look like two completely different sets, and it just doesn't look that good. And that's not to mention the fact that this isn't even a helmet, you know, it's a droid, and so that also knocks some points against it, because really it shouldn't be a helmet set because it's not a helmet, it's a computer head. Coming in at number 9, I got the Darth Vader helmet set. Now this actually looks pretty good from most angles. It's got decent shaping, and I imagine that it looks pretty good if it's in a dark room and all you can see is its silhouette, but that mouthpiece, man, that mouth just knocks it so far down the list. It could have been such a better set if LEGO had just made a new piece or put a sticker over multiple pieces. Like, it could have been so much better, but that mouth just detracts so much from this set, unfortunately. Now, next up I got the TIE Pilot. Now, this kind of suffers from a lot of the same issues that the Stormtrooper does. It has a little bit of a funny shape, but it at least looks a lot better. The mouth looks a little bit awkward, but it's a lot less awkward than that Vader helmet mouth, and also it's a helmet as opposed to the Dark Trooper, which isn't a helmet, it's a droid head. So yeah, I put this one up the list. I know that a lot of people like it, especially now since it's worth like $200 sealed in the box for some reason. I don't know why I wouldn't pay $50 for it. So anyways, moving on. I got a somewhat controversial pick here. At this spot, I chose to put Boba Fett. Now, this is probably the first helmet set on this list so far that actually looks pretty good, but like I said, it suffers from the same things that the Stormtrooper and the TIE Pilot helmet do, is that it's just one of the first ones. LEGO was still trying to figure it out, and it doesn't look bad like the Stormtrooper does. It just doesn't look the greatest, especially when you compare it to the Mando helmet. The visor is way too thin, and the Mando's visor is a little bit too thick, but we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I went ahead and put this one pretty far down the list just because, I don't know, he's not my cup of tea. Now, a lot of people are probably confused why I put Rex above Boba Fett when the Rex mouth just looks a little bit weird, but I think that the thick rangefinder on Boba Fett looks weirder than the nice, thin, slim rangefinder here on Rex. So I went ahead and put Rex here because even though that mouth looks a little bit weird, he's still got really good shaping, so much better than that Stormtrooper, and I don't know, I like Rex as well, but a really good helmet in my opinion. Now, in the number 5 spot, I got the Bouche Leia helmet. This actually looks pretty good. It's got really good coloring. It looks it just has good shaping, except for that mouth area. If you look in universe, the mouth area is a lot thicker than it is on the Lego set, and I don't know, that's a pretty big inaccuracy, I feel like, and it's kind of hard to get past for me personally, but I think it still looks pretty good overall, just especially with that top half. I'll still put it up this high. Now, next up at the number 4 spot, I've got the Mando helmet. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I put this up this high, because I've never really thought much of it. I mean, it's got good shaping, but that visor part in the middle is just way too wide. In the show, he's got a pretty thin visor, especially compared to Boba Fett. You can see that clearly when they're side by side in the Book of Boba Fett. And just that odd silver coloring, it's a little bit weird. You know, I get that they can't make all of those pieces silver because that would be really expensive, but then again, it is also a product that adults are buying and they'd be willing to pay more for. But it's never been my favorite for sure, but I think it looks better than the other ones on this list, and so I kind of had to put it up here even though I really didn't want to. And then next up at the number 3 spot, I guess I have Cody. I didn't really think that he'd make it up this far on the list either, but it is a pretty good looking helmet. That mouthpiece, it should be a little bit bigger, but it at least looks a lot better than Rex. It's just got great all-around shaping, and I think that this is a pretty good helmet, a good representation of Cody for sure. Alright, and then at the number 2 spot, I was in love with this helmet from pretty much the first day I saw it, is Luke's helmet. It just looks so good. I don't even know what to say about it. It's got great shaping, good detail, and man, that color palette it's just beautiful. I think this is a gorgeous set. Definitely pick it up. It's a really good helmet. And then coming in at number 1 is the Scout Trooper helmet. Man, what to say about this one other than just wow. This one looks so phenomenal. Such a far cry from that Stormtrooper at the beginning of the video. I think that this is just one of the best display sets LEGO's ever made, period. I really want this one. I don't own it, but man, it's definitely pretty high up on my wanted list. I think that this is a spectacular looking set. It looks beautiful. Alright, well I think that about does it. That was all 11 of the helmet sets, and unfortunately there will probably only be 11, at least for a while, because you never know, LEGO might reintroduce it just like they've reintroduced MIDI scale. But it was a good line, it had a good run while it lasted. And yeah, man, I'll miss some of them I definitely won't miss. But at any rate, thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you liked what you saw, and go check out some of the other videos on the end screen now. Peace out, bye bye.